Welcome. There are many confusing adjective plus preposition words that I hear mistakes with all the time when I am teaching my students. And today I want to fix some of those with you. Okay, but first, let's do a little test. Okay. Um, let's begin here. Okay, I want you to tell me which is bad grammar. If you're not watching this live, right, then you can just tell yourself which is bad grammar. Look at the words. If you're watching this live, put your answer in the chat, 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to read these. I am good at singing. I am good at singing. I am afraid of spiders. I am afraid of spiders. I am excited about my holiday. I am excited about my holiday. Which one of these is bad grammar? I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Trick question. They're all good. Okay. We have our words here. Good at, afraid of, excited about. These are all correctly used. There are different versions that you could use to say this. You might say in number 3, I'm excited for my holiday, but this is still correct. Okay. Now, let's begin the content for today. We're going to do a little warm up. Then I'm going to show you what the structure looks like whenever we have these sentences. Then we'll do prepositions with at, then with of, then with about, then with, then with in. After each one, there will be some questions, so pay attention. And lastly, we'll have our full preposition quiz, okay? There are many prepositions. I should have put adjectives. I just realized that's actually wrong. All right, let's begin here. What is an adjective? An adjective, an adjective. If you don't know, right, stop the video, ask yourself, take a guess, okay? I want you to be speaking in this class. Even if you're speaking to yourself, it's super important that you are speaking. So an adjective is a word that describes, or in grammar words, modifies a noun. A noun is a person, place, thing, or idea. Okay, some people say animal as well because they don't believe animals are things, but to each his own. Everyone has their own opinion. Okay, so that's an adjective. It describes a noun. For example, a big dog, the beautiful blue sky. Okay, those are some examples, big, beautiful, and blue. Now, what is a preposition? Okay, there are too many of these, and when you learn English, this is the worst. Okay, really focus on these when you are learning English grammar. A lot of memorization. So, a preposition is a word that shows place, time, direction, or relationship. For example, on the table, right, shows a location, a place that something is, right? And at night is the time. You say in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night, not in the night. So be careful with that. And also to school, I'm going to school. That's the direction, okay? And also, I'm afraid of spiders. There's a relationship. And that is where we're focusing our adjective plus prepositions today. Okay, let's begin. So the structure is the be verb, we love the be verb, plus adjective, plus preposition, plus a noun or a gerund. A gerund is that verb plus ing word, but that we use as a noun. Let's look at some examples. I am is part of the be verb, good at speaking, gerund, English. You can't say I am good at speak English because that is the verb, right? So instead of that, you use speaking. If you want to use a verb, you use the gerund. Okay, so good at, very common. We just looked at that. Here's another one. She is great with children. Okay, that means that children love her. She loves the children, usually. Okay, she's great with children. She's excellent with children. I'm great. I'm excellent at speaking English. Okay, then another one. That was past tense of be this time. That was smart of him to study daily. Okay, smart of. Right, that means that he made the correct decision to study. That was smart of him. We have our noun here, our pronoun. Okay, and last here, she is anxious about. Be careful, the pronunciation, anxious, anxious. She is anxious about the test. That's her feelings, how she feels about the test. So you can't say anxious to the test. That's incorrect, and that's one of the big problems that we have regularly. Okay, let's continue. All right, we're going to begin with adjective plus at. So we use at when we're talking about skills and abilities frequently. For example, we mentioned good at, easy. She is good at dancing salsa. I live in Mexico, so many people are good at dancing salsa here. Not me. All right. Bad at, on the other hand, she is bad, or I'm bad in this example. I'm bad at math. I'm terrible at math. Okay. So the things that you can do, we use with at often. Okay. We also use at for reactions or emotions to something. Annoyed at, a good one to know. She was annoyed at the noise. Okay, be careful with the pronunciation. Annoyed at the noise. So this noise is very annoying for her. It's, stop. Okay. Shocked at, surprise. Shocked. We were shocked at the news, surprised at the news. They heard the news on social media. It was something crazy, like 50 people died in an earthquake. So I don't like to talk about it, but this is an example, right? It's shocking, shocking news. Okay. Amazed at. Amazed is, wow, that's so amazing. Okay. It's great. So they were amazed at the show. Notice that these are all nouns here. Here we have dancing, which is a gerund, right? So amazed at the show. Wow, the show is so great. All right, little quiz here. Okay. If you're here live, just write your answer in the chat. All right. So She blah 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 at the bad service in that Italian restaurant on the corner. She blah 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 at the bad service in that Italian restaurant on the corner. So I notice I made a mistake here. I should have my be verb there. So the be verb would be was, if you're paying attention. She was blah blah at the bad service. The answer is annoyed at. She was annoyed at the bad service. Okay, let's continue. Next question based on what we know about the meaning of at. The audience, the crowd, the people watching. The audience was the magic trick. Okay, is it A, B, C, D, E, or F? Choose your number. I'm going to give you, or your letter. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is amazed at. It's amazing. What did he do? How did he do it? Okay, now let's move on to of, adjective plus of. Here we have feelings and opinions, okay? That's when we use of in general. So we used before afraid of. She is afraid of mice. That's me. I am terribly afraid of mice. Okay, proud of. Oh, it's so wonderful. Okay, I'm proud of my husband. He works so hard to provide for my family. Okay, proud of. Next one, sick of. This is a super good one to know. It's not sick like nope. It's sick of is when you just don't want to do something anymore. He's sick of studying. Okay, sick of studying. He just doesn't want to study anymore. You can also say tired of. It's the same meaning. I'm tired of studying. Then we also use of when we're talking about causes or judgment. For example, rude of. Rude is when someone says something bad, maybe swear words, or they say something that's not nice to someone. Like, oh, you look really ugly in those clothes. No, you don't need to say that. So rude of, that's rude of you to say. Also sweet, sweet of. Oh, it was so sweet of you to visit us. Right? Sweet. It's when someone does something really nice, and it's like, oh, they are such a nice person. That was very sweet. That was very sweet of you to bring me a gift when I was in the hospital. Okay. You could also say thoughtful of, considerate of, loving of. There's lots of options. All right. Test time again. So she is extremely spiders. Okay. A, B, C, D, E, or F. What do we have here? Pick your number or your letter again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is afraid of. Okay, very afraid of spiders. I am not afraid of spiders, but nah, I don't like them. I am not a fan of spiders. Okay, next one. It was so you to bring flowers. Okay, it was so you to bring flowers. What's our answer? You have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweet of. Oh, it was so sweet of you to bring flowers. So nice. Okay. Next, about. Adjective plus about. We use about when we are talking about emotions or reactions towards situations, things happening in our life. So a really good one to know, excited about, right? I'm excited about my vacation. Yay! It's in 2 weeks. Yay! Excited, happy, happy. Worried, also good. Worried about. My mom is worried about me. She thinks I will fail my test, but I won't. Okay, mothers always worry. Okay, isn't that the truth? Next one, angry about. Okay, angry about something. You can also say angry at a person, right? Angry about something. So dad's angry about the game. Some of you have parents that are very, very into or interested in things like football, American football, soccer, hockey for Canadians, baseball, basketball, and they have to watch every game. That's my husband with Arsenal, right? He's angry when they lose the game. No. Okay, stressed. Be careful pronunciation. Stressed, stressed. Speak. I want you speaking aloud. Remember, repeating all the time with me. I'm stressed about many things. Work. I'm stressed about money. I'm stressed about my relationship, right? I'm stressed about my job, which is the same as work. Okay, work can be a verb and a noun. In this case, it's a noun. Okay, also sorry about. This is a really good one. Sorry about, when you can say, I'm sorry about the delay, right? When you apologize for some problem, right? I'm sorry about the accident. I'm sorry about spilling your water on you. I'm sorry about blah, blah, blah. Okay, now quiz time. All right. Mom is blah, 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 my upcoming exam tomorrow. Okay, there's various answers here that could be correct. So A, B, C, D, E, or F. Which one? Which one? Mom is, dun, 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 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Worried about. Okay, mom is worried about my upcoming exam tomorrow. All right. As I said, moms always worry. All right. Now, going on to dad. Okay. Dad was what? A, B, C, D, E, F. The broken window. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, angry about. Okay. Oh, look at this. This one's a bit more specific. Dad was angry about the broken window in the bathroom. Okay. Yes. We can't have a broken window in the bathroom. That's dangerous. Adjective plus with. First, we have with, which can be also a reaction to people. It's important to distinguish between people and things. So with can be with both people and things, but the other ones we are learning about before They're more about people. I mean things, okay? So angry with, she's angry with herself, okay? You could also say she's angry at herself. Now, why is it herself and not her or she? So keep in mind that whatever comes after the adjective plus preposition is called the object in a sentence. The she here, the subject, it's the subject of the sentence. So if the subject and the object are the same, right? They're the same person or thing, then we make it this called the relative pronoun, or reflexive pronoun. So myself, himself, herself, itself, yourself, yourselves, ourselves, and themselves. Okay, so she and herself. You would say she's angry at him if it was someone else. All right. Now, fed up with. Fed up with. This is a really good one, and it's the same as sick of or tired of. You don't want any more. Okay, I'm fed up with this nonsense. That is a sentence that many people might say, actually. Nonsense just as crazy things, just chaos, right? Ugh, I'm fed up with this nonsense. Okay, it is not a phrasal verb actually, because fed here is an adjective. Okay, fed up. And it is only ever with. Same, annoyed with. So we have a lot of negative reactions right here. Angry, fed up, annoyed with, right? He's so annoyed with his sister, just like annoyed at, annoyed with. Okay, then our next one, content with. Okay, content is happy, comfortable, satisfied. The baby's content with his ball. And I should remind you that if you want more exercise and practice with this, right in the description, there is a worksheet that you can download with some more explanations and all of this vocabulary, along with some extra adjective plus preposition vocabulary. Okay. And next we have okay with. She's okay with the decision, right? He wants to start a business, and his wife, well, she's okay with that decision, right? Are you okay with this class? If you have some comments, let me know. If I speak too fast, let me know. All right, next quiz. Okay, he was really himself after making a silly mistake. Okay, he was really after making a silly mistake. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He was really angry or fed up or annoyed. Oh, there's so many options. Angry with is our actions, is our best answer here. Someone is angry with themselves. Okay. I'm blah blah blah, this terrible internet connection. All right. What is the answer? I'm fed up with. Very important, okay? I'm fed up with this terrible internet connection. All right. Next, we have adjective plus in. So we use in when we're talking about interests or involvement in things that we are actively doing. For example, interested in. You can say interested. That's okay. Very commonly, we say interested. So you might see interest, interests, interested. Okay, you can keep it short there. Interested in. It's interesting for you. She's interested in buying that, right? She's interested in buying that hat, something like that. Active in. Okay, when someone is active in, that means they are participating a lot in some community, club, group thing. So they're active in politics. If someone is active in politics, that means that they're those type of people that probably make advertisements or they knock on doors and say, vote for this guy, he's amazing, something, stuff like that, right? Okay, and lacking in, this is a good one, a bit not a bit higher level. Lacking in, it's when you lack something. So we have someone that comes to get a job and the person might say, he's lacking in experience. We need someone who has 15 years of experience in computer programming. He only has 10. He's lacking in experience. It's not enough. Also, skilled in. When someone is really good at something, right? This guy is skilled in construction. Okay. Another one, talent for. He has a talent for construction, putting things together. All right, engaged in. Engaged in. So that's not engaged like wedding ring, right? Or engagement ring. That's engaged in means that you are doing something at that moment. So they were engaged in conversation. Okay? Engaged in conversation. All right, next test. She is really classical music. Classical music is Mozart, Bach, Brahms, Chopin, however you say it. All of those famous, mostly piano players or orchestra, symphony people. Okay. Classical music. Our answer is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Interested in. All right. Interested in. Easy peasy. Okay. Let's continue with this one. He's construction and builds houses quickly. Okay. So this would be skilled in. Oops, I gave you the answer already. So how do we know? Because the houses are being built quickly. So that shows, oh, he must be good if he can do it. Okay. Now, time to choose the correct one. This is our final quiz, and we're going to mix up all the prepositions. So, good luck, good luck. Okay. Let's see. Whoopsie. Oh no. Okay. She was amazed how quickly he solved the puzzle. Okay. What is our answer here? She was amazed how quickly he solved the puzzle. The answer is at. Why? Because at, we use that for strong reactions to something, surprising things. So this happened. Whoa, amazing. Amazed at. Okay. And here you should know amazed in doesn't exist. Amazed of doesn't exist. And amazed with doesn't exist. So none of those work. Okay. Let's keep going here. She was engaged. An interesting conversation when the phone rang. What's our answer? Is it at, of, about, with, or in? All right, you tell me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, in. We use in, right, with interest and involvement. So engaged in, she was doing this thing, she was involved in this thing. It's happening at that moment. This is a nice kind of professional word for you to use, but be careful with the pronunciation. Engaged, engaged, with a D sound at the end. Okay, next one. It was rude, blah, blah, him, okay, to leave without saying goodbye. It was rude, blah, blah, him, to leave without saying goodbye. Our answer is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Of. Okay. It was rude of him. Remember, if we are judging someone's behavior, like, we use of often. Okay. Rude of him. So rude. Be careful because rude with and rude at, they don't exist. Let's continue. I'm fed up, blah, 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 waiting in this long line. I'm fed up, blah, 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 waiting in this long line. Put your answer in the chat, okay? A, B, C, D, E, or F. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here it is. The answer is with. I'm fed up with. So with, we use this when you're reacting to a situation, reacting to something happening. And with fed up, it's one of those special ones where you will only see it with, okay? There is no other option for fed up. You will not see fed up at, fed up of, fed up about, fed up in, or for, or any other preposition, only with. So memorize it together. All right. Next, the students are stressed, blah, 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 the upcoming final exam. The students are stressed, blah, 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 the upcoming final exams. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. About. Stressed about. Okay. We use about when we're talking about emotions toward a situation, right? Excited about, happy about, sad about, angry about something that's happening, okay? So upcoming exams, remember, that is exams that are happening in the future, okay? Let's see, our next one. He is skilled, blah, blah, fixing electronic devices. All right. He is skilled, blah, blah, fixing electronic devices. The answer is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Skilled in. Okay, skilled in. It's talking about our interest, involvement in something. You might say skilled at. Okay, he's skilled at fixing electronic devices, because skilled at is about, when we use at, it's abilities, skills. Also causes and judgments, but yeah, this part's important. Next, okay, it was silly, blah, 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 me to forget my passport. It was silly me to forget my passport. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Silly of. Okay, because of is judging a person's behavior. So silly is, I know it's counted as maybe a bad word in some languages like Chinese, but in English, it's not a bad word at all. It's just like, oh, you're so silly, right? We have a common expression, which is a silly goose, okay? You're such a silly goose. It's not an insult. It's just a sweet thing, right? When a child is being silly, you can say, what? No, you silly goose. What are you talking about? So, yeah, that's important. Okay, and let's see here. We have, da, 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 da. Oh, I think that is the end. Yes, that is our last question. So, if you have any questions, let me know. I was really happy about teaching this lesson because there are so many issues with these words. So please don't forget, download the worksheet below, okay, right in the description. It's totally free and it will help you practice these 25 prepositions with the adjectives along with some other special ones, okay? There's so many more that to learn. This is kind of sadly like phrasal verbs. Unfortunately, you just have to memorize them. So start memorizing adjective plus preposition words every day if you can. Okay, no pressure. Anyways, this video will be available for 1 week. I'll be back here again next Thursday, if God allows it, at the same time, 2 o'clock Central Time. And I'll be giving you your next lesson. It's a surprise. Okay. Have a good one.